YouTube audiences.
Yes.
Out of retirement for one last time, or only when it's Callum.
Don't forget to support the Sci-Fi Project Patreon. Okay.
So, yeah.
Right.
So,
We're spicing things up a wee bit this year. Usually we talk about our top 5 favorite movies of the previous year, but since we, admittedly, due to lack of organization, we're just skipping straight to take it in turns to talk about our top 3 favorite 2025 movies, and to spice things up, Tyler's joining us, the RagnCanadian. So he's new to the group. Last year it was Patrick, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
And it's quite late. We were supposed to do this on New Year's Eve, but we were all a bit lenient, and Hollywood sucks last year, and they are not any better this year. That's why I stand by that. 2023 was the last 1 year hurrah of Hollywood with the Barbenheimer phenomenon as the one thing that caught everyone's attention. I still stand by that. That's what was Hollywood's last great year of where we all collectively cared about Hollywood. Now, for 2 years straight, we don't care anymore.
Yeah,
it really started in 2024, and it got worse in 2025, and now we're at the ninth circle of hell, gentlemen, and onward. But
it's literally gotten to the point where I would 100% rather stream a movie in my own house than go and watch it in the theater.
Yeah, I can say
Here's
that.
alive. Yeah, they very much need to stay alive.
Yeah. I love the cinema experience. In fact, I recently saw the Avatar movie with 3D glasses, so...
I have not seen 3D glasses in...
Very good. In
Yeah, remember when 3D was a thing?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I mean, 3D movies, so...
Yeah, 3D movies have long been
I thought that they got rid of that, apparently.
Saw the final chapter, wanted so desperately to capture that high, and didn't work out so good for them back in 2010.
Yeah. But thankfully, if you knew where to look, there were some fantastic movies, just not from mainstream Hollywood. And safe to say, all of us unanimously here have what we perceive to be some of the best movies of 2025, or at the very least, the best of the scraps. Because people were struggling to organize the top 5 and whatnot, so we're going to take it in turns to mention our top 3 favorites of 2025. We're going to take it in turns. So who's going to start? Should we start with Tyler, since he's the guest, perhaps?
Okay.
Maybe not do Tyler first. Let him. Let's set an example for him to follow.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I suppose, since I actually organized a top 10 for myself in advance, I suppose I should probably go first, because I've actually organized it, and there have been plenty of brilliant movies worth mentioning.
You can do more than 3 if you want.
More than 3. Alright. Maybe I could go with all the 10 that I mentioned down. Maybe I'll just go for the...
You can do at least 3 if you have more and you want to elaborate.
Yeah, well, we're not spending that much time on this, so...
Oh, okay. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do the 10. Right. But don't worry. I'll make it brief. I promise. Pinky promise. God's promise. Although, just keep in mind...
Folks, part of why we didn't do this on New Year's Eve, because I really wasn't sure if I wanted to do this at all, because of how lackluster 2025 was.
Same on my part, but we apparently wanted to do it.
Yeah, the best movie I saw was actually a re-release of a past movie from yesteryear, but
was it Kill Bill: The Bloody Affair? The whole bloody. I saw that.
Really the best film I saw in theaters was Spider-Man 3.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, I saw Spider-Man 2. I saw I saw Spider-Man 2.
I saw the re-release for Back to the Future Part 1. Brilliant to see that on the big screen.
Yeah, that was my very first time watching all of Spider-Man 3 in its entirety, and I loved it. Start to finish, loved
Well,
it.
I also watched
I just
Princess
finished rewatching it today.
Mononoke, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, that was good. I saw that with Brooks. That was. I loved Revenge of the Sith on the big screen because I remember when it first came out, I was too young to see it because I
Yeah, same
remember
here.
it was a very
We
dark
were
first
all-
movie.
Yeah.
I did see it when it came out, and
I saw it when
we-
I was
we were
3.
impressed.
I
Okay,
remember
I
seeing
did. I saw it on my parents' VHS or DVD, and I saw Anakin's mutilation scene when I was 4.
Oh,
Or
wow.
probably
That's
6.
That
That's a
scene-
brutal thing for a 4-year-old to watch.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but PG-13. It definitely earns PG-13 rating for sure.
It's like looking at Harvey Dent's face in the Dark
Oh,
Knight.
and
after he
also,
gets
I
burned.
saw that when I was 9.
When I saw that in theaters, back in
Okay, well,
08.
okay, I did
Oh.
see I did see the Dark Knight, but a friend of mine, like I was so scared of it at the time, but my friend just kept, my childhood friend just kept showing it to me in the face, and because I was overly scared from the whole. But I did eventually see the Dark Knight when I was 13.
As childhood friends do. Come on, we've all had
Yeah.
that one overly edgy friend of ours in the childhood who showed us stuff that was too old for us.
He also showed me Terminator at 20.
Oh my
Yeah, I like that.
I was a teenager, like 13 or 14 years old, in middle school years. All right. Anyway, Callum, to you. You can start.
Right,
Oh,
okay.
that turned out fine. Like, I
Right.
I saw a rated R movie.
Right. Okay. So my top 10. Just keep in mind, I haven't had the time to see other 2010 movies like Complete Unknown, Scarlet, Light of the World, Little Emily of the character of Rain. I've yet to see those.
Yeah,
but,
Scarlet. If you're talking about the anime movie Scarlet, that doesn't count as a 2025 movie, since it's not releasing. Oh wait, unless it came out in theaters by you.
Why is the director obsessed with pink-haired women?
the same reason Tarantino is obsessed with feet.
Women
I
in
guess.
particular.
we all got our perks.
Scarlet.
Hey, don't knock the guy for having a fetish.
Sexy ladies.
Go on, Cal.
Right, okay. Quick honorable mentions. Nicolas Cage is the Surfer, Zootopia 2, 28 Years Later, Last Breath. Okay, so top 10...
I thought 28 Years Later was a 2026 film.
Was
Oh, yeah!
the bone, you're thinking of the Bone Temple, right, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 28 Years Later came out in 2025. It's an honorable mention. It actually made me cry, just say. Now, top 10 movies for me for 2025. Number 10, The Bad Guys 2. Really fun movie and some spectacular animation, especially the scene where the characters have this Lupin the Third style. Well, I mean, it's all Lupin the Third, really, but this very Lupin the Third style.
A little bit of James Bond, of course.
Yeah, a little bit of Bond, yeah. There's this really spectacular...
Admittedly, Lupin has a bit of Bond in him. But
Yeah, true.
The first one, and I intended to watch the first one, but then I didn't get around to it, so
Alright, they're fun movies. There's this one spectacular scene where all the characters are running up a rocket. I mean, yeah, it's pretty goofy and over the top, but the visual aesthetics just makes it such a spectacle to see, especially on the big screen. And there's this really intense scene involving characters trying to prevent something from being uploaded onto the internet. It was pretty intense. Number 9, it's a tie between two horror movies. Good Boy and... Yeah, the one with the dog, yep. Good Boy and Weapons. I thought these are rather excellent horror movies. Good Boy is a very unique indie horror movie told entirely from the perspective of a dog. And whilst people could point out a few plot holes here and there, there's so much emotional resonance from this dog who is a way better actor than most people in Hollywood these days.
I know.
Yeah. That's pretty telling. And Weapons was quite an intriguing mystery kind of horror movie. In fact, I've rarely seen movies that tells stories from different characters' perspective. The only other movie that I can think of that did that would have been Hoodwinked, or another movie which I'll mention later on. Number 8, King of Kings. The beginning of the movie was a bit kiddish, I'm not gonna lie, but the rest of it was pretty fascinating. This animated depiction of, like, the gospel story. We all know it, but this time it's told from the perspective of Charles Dickens, the author of Christmas Carol, Oliver Twist.
I think
And
that was 2024.
that was 2025. He's telling the story to his son, and it's really interesting to see it.
Also, Uma Thurman was in that.
Yeah, Uma Thurman was in it. Yeah, as well as Oscar Isaacs and Mark Hamill. So I'm surprising amount of celebrities.
Yeah, the fact that it's like it was produced by the same studio that did the controversial Sound of Freedom.
Yeah.
Well,
so
Angel Studios. Oh my
yeah. That's
Why
it.
is that so controversial? Why?
Because they're it's very hard for me to explain, but you might have to look into it.
Moving on. So basically, this depiction of the gospel is pretty fascinating in the fact that it's told through the perspective of a child's imaginative perspective. So it makes for a lot of creative imagery, especially this one powerful sequence during the whole crucifixion setup. So moving on. Number 7. It's Golden Time, K-pop Demon Hunters. Yeah, it's safe to say...
That still has not gotten a billion. That's still not gotten a billion.
He's referring to the golden music video. Brooks was expecting the golden music video to reach 1 billion by the end of 2025, and it didn't. It will. Just not as soon as he'd hoped.
150 so far.
It's really good, but it's not quite Gundam style.
The plot is very familiar.
It's probably the only good song that I've ever listened to this year, that came out this year.
I need to actually sit down and watch K-pop Hunters. I didn't listen. But it is.
Alright. So anyway, yeah, we all know about this. This was the 2025 movie. It swept the world by storm, even though it's never got an official DVD release of any kind. It was re-released in cinemas again and again, and there were more people packing in to see it in the cinemas than for the majority of other movies at the time. And I kid you not, around about Halloween time, I saw a little girl dress up as Mira. I kid you not. It's become that much of a sensation.
Yeah, look, if Netflix doesn't give that movie a DVD release, then what are they doing?
Yeah!
They gave her permission
aside from trying to buy Warner Brothers.
Another Sony animation movie.
Same people made the Spider-Verse movies, as well as the upcoming Goat movie. The animation is very much on creative display. And I really admire even the whole messaging about learning how to overcome shame and to open up. Now, the film does have its narrative problems in the fact that there's a few narrative beats that remain a bit unresolved, but there's an upcoming short film that's a prequel, which he'll be back. Wi-Fi problems. There's a few narrative beats that are left kind of either rushed or kind of unresolved, and there's a few other narrative beats that seem kind of shoved in at the last moment, kind of because it kind of was. It was originally intended to be much darker, but then they thought, no, wait, we need to make it more appealing to the kids, so they had to drastically change it. So there's somewhat of a conflict of visions, but the overall heart of it, it's absolutely brilliant. And come on. The songs are catchy. They're undeniably catchy. Yeah. I cannot even tell you the amount of times I've heard Golden on the radio. So many times. Yeah. Number 6 pick is a tie between F1 and Naked Gun. These are two just such brilliantly fun movies. F1 was just the summer movie, made by the same man who brought us Top Gun Maverick. So he seems like the kind of director who knows what he's doing. And yeah, realistically, Brad Pitt would be far too old to take part in Formula One races, but it's still a lot of fun to see him partner up with the other characters. And overall, they're just great racing stakes if you enjoy that kind of thing. And Naked Gun, I'm so glad that a friend of mine's introduced me to the other Naked Gun movies this past year, because this movie was hilarious, absolutely hilarious. I don't think I'll even spoil some of the joke. I think it's pretty telling that there's an opening bank heist scene and the bad guys steal a plot device that's literally called Plot Device.
It should be called MacGuffin.
Yeah, the Lego Batman movie made that joke. This is MacGuffin Airlines. I love that kind of self-referential humor.
All I got from it was that Liam Neeson has no shame.
Liam Neeson, incidentally, is a malapropism of Leslie Nielsen, who...
Yeah. The casting choice was very on purpose. It's so fitting. Leslie Nielsen, Liam Neeson, both of them.
I didn't think he could pull it off, but he impressed me, I gotta say.
Yeah. And that both of them played like serious roles before taking on comedic roles. It was just perfect in that regard.
Yeah.
Color me surprised.
Yeah.
And they're both not American. They pull off American accents pretty well. Leslie Nielsen was Canadian. Liam Neeson.
Oh, right. Of course, that's right.
Irish.
Fantastic. I'm serious, and don't call me Shirley. Okay, my top 5. My number 5 pick would be Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 1. I still remember going to see that movie and just seeing a whole line of people in like Demon Slayer costumes going to the same screening as I was. Yeah, it was quite the spectacle to see.
It's fan base when they go cosplay this movie.
Yeah. The same thing happened with Dragon Ball Z Broly. Except not with costumes, but with Dragon Ball clothing. It was amazing. But anyway, the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 1 movie, it was such a spectacle to see. I mean, you'd have to catch up with certain plot beats of Demon Slayer to even understand what's going on. But you get the basic premise, you get the idea. This is it. This is the final battle. The heroes have managed to find a way to get to the villains' hideout, and they're having to duke it out with all they've got against all these different villains of this different hierarchy of demons, and they're pushing themselves to the limit. And of course, being the shonen that it is, there's so many flashbacks and lots of overt mentions to the powers and abilities that they're using and whatnot.
There's nothing like an anime movie of a series on the big screen. There's really nothing like it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. There's something about seeing something like on the big screen that's deeply cinematic, like nothing else. And it's pretty intense. The stakes are high. The characters are growing on screen. We get some tragic backstories to some of these demonic characters, including a familiar face from the Mugen Train movie. And this movie's taken the world by storm in regards to box office numbers. And this is just part 1. We've still got to anticipate 2 more parts, gentlemen.
So it's not exactly the final battle, then, is it?
It's part 1 of the final battle. However you define final battle. My number 4 pick would be it's the movie where after watching I said that was brilliant. That movie was Guillermo del Toro's adaptation of Frankenstein that you can find on Netflix or in select theaters if you had the chance to see it. Frankenstein, it's Del Toro took innovative yet surprisingly simple approach of just adapting the source material beat for beat, not holding back on the metaphysical implications of the source material, and the film is all the more brilliant for it. And you've got all these actors giving it their all. You've got Oscar Isaac, you've got Charles Dance, you've got all these brilliant characters, amazing practical effects and set designs. And for you Amadeus fans, the story is told in a similar kind of non-linear format. And I probably would have liked a bit more of a resolution, and there's one romance that's a tad bit odd, but it's one of those things where it's more of a nitpick in hindsight. It's an otherwise excellent movie. Number 3, none of you guys would have probably heard of this, but my number 3 pick would be a film called I Swear. None of you heard of that, have you? No.
I swear.
I swear. That's literally what the movie's called.
Yeah, that's literally what the movie's called.
After that.
I thought none of you would have heard of it, but basically it's a movie that's set in Scotland, and it's centered on a man who is suffering from Tourette's syndrome and all the trials and tribulations that come with it. And this is a true story, but based on a true story, we see him struggling through the 80s, how it was completely misunderstood back then. He keeps doing these really embarrassing things like saying swear words just out of the blue, kind of doing these hand signals or kind of twitching and things like that. And over time, he meets more and more people that help him to open up. And over time, he finds the means and facilities to raise awareness about Tourette's syndrome. And it's an absolutely brilliant film. And what makes it brilliant as a movie is that it's simultaneously insightful, heartbreaking, and absolutely hilarious all at once, just due to the shenanigans of his Tourette's syndrome. They even kind of laugh about it. Like, there's, like for example, there's a scene where he's getting an interview for a job, and the man's told in advance, okay, he has Tourette's syndrome, so he's going to do these unusual stuff. Okay, I understand. All right. Okay, so he's doing all these unusual stuff. Okay, now here comes the best part of the job. Bam, sex! He's just saying all kinds of stuff like that. And then, or it's just some another scene.
He thought he was ready, but he really wasn't.
Yeah. And he makes a good commentary and he impresses him, but there's another scene where he's in court. It's a long story, but this is gonna make you guys laugh. So basically, he's giving the testimony, and then the guy's like trying to say his part, and then just out of the blue he says, "Are you spunk for milk?" And then the old man just looks at him and goes, "Spunk for milk." It's so funny.
Yeah. Wait, hold on a second. Since we're not like no British, do you mind explaining to us what spunk is?
Semen.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of hilarious shenanigans that revolve around how stuff like that just keeps blurting out of nowhere. And it's not his fault, he can't help it, it just keeps happening, but he finds ways to bring awareness to it, and it's absolutely brilliant for it. And Brooks is back, hello. That's alright.
By the way, Tyler, I like your Boba Fett shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Good taste. Just mentioned my number 3, Brooks. It was I Swear, brilliant movie. You should go check it out. My number 2 pick is this absolute cinema experience called Warfare.
Martin Scorsese.
Yeah. Martin Scorsese.
It's not that a lot of movies released this year were bad. They just weren't for me.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Whereas past years, it was very easy for me to find a movie that.
Yeah. So
this year a lot of movies they didn't have the hook that got your attention.
I'm wondering if there's going to be any fantastic films for streaming. Like, oh god, like
there's something to think about.
I hope would there be any magic to streaming with films or movies or TVs anymore?
That remains to be seen. But in the meantime, with Warfare,
or are we really heading into dystopia where culture is manufactured?
Let's prevent that from happening. So Warfare is a film worth seeing in the cinema, especially on the big screen, due to the sound effects and the immersion of being there and the sheer rough grittiness of the war back in the Iraq war era. It doesn't hold anything back, and the surround sound is sort of like boom. It can really like catch you off guard at times. It's really immersive stuff. I mean, there's not really much to say about it on a thematic basis. It's just the sheer experience that they were brilliantly able to capture. It's absolutely amazing. I would have liked a bit more of a resolution to the movie in regards to the sheer impact, it impacting the soldiers going home or stuff like that. I would have liked to have seen that, but at least the film does end off with showcasing the filmmakers collaborating with the actual soldiers to get the authentic experience. So that was nice. That was good. Now, my number one favorite is going to be a bit of an unorthodox kind of direction, but they still count as movies. They're two short movies. One of which is Snow Bear, made by Disney veteran animator Aaron Blaise, and The Old Knight Part 2, made by a DreamWorks animator who's just making this Old Knight series. They're both brilliantly simple premises, and they make the most of it with some absolutely stellar animation, and clear visual storytelling, and brilliant character ideas. Snow Bear and Old Knight Part 2 is just right up my alley. You should give them a watch, especially since they're short movies you can just find on YouTube. Absolutely fantastic. So there you go. Those are my top 10 favorites of 2025. So that'll give you, Tyler, an example to work off from. And, but, yes, Charlie?
Okay, no. Just finish up.
Yeah. Yeah. So everyone else is now going to iterate what their top 3 or so favorite movies of 2025 were.
I'll go fast because I know I can bang this out quick.
All right,
okay.
Charlie, go.
I have 3 movies that I just that stuck with me that I ended up buying on video. That's how I know I really loved it. I could throw out some honorable mentions that stick out in my mind. Sinners, Roofman, Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. No one's really talked about that much, but it was.
I
really
can
good.
see why. I can see why.
I honestly completely forgot that was even a thing.
Yeah, why wasn't people talking about Mission Impossible?
Because the Mission Impossible films are overblown.
Yeah, they've ran their because a lot of people believe that they've ran their course. I feel like
yeah, it did, and hopefully it sticks with that and actually ends the damn thing instead of going.
Yeah.
But they ended
It's only a matter of time before Tom Cruise does a stunt that actually kills him.
Unbelievable stunt work. It's amazing.
He's gonna be probably until he's 90. Remember how Deadpool said that they're gonna be that Disney's gonna have Hugh Jackman be Wolverine until he's 90? Tom Cruise would proudly do that. Proudly do Wolverine until he gets into this great stunts until he's 90.
Yeah, but
like anything, he is a whore for that shit.
Can I do my 3 now?
Yes, go.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Number 3, best movie I saw in best new movie in 2025. Number 3 was a little movie called Novocaine. You might remember it back in like April or March.
Oh, that released this 2025. That's right. Yes.
Yeah, it's my favorite genre now, like rated R action comedy.
Makes sense.
But, I really loved it the first time I saw it. Not so much on the rewatch, but still, I empathize great with the main character, Nathan Kane. It's an action comedy, but he can't feel pain. He has a condition in his mind that his pain receptors are dead all throughout his body, and the action scenes are really cool. And funny to watch.
Yeah.
So seeing him get hurt but not actually.
Yeah.
So he could grab a burning hot iron and just feel nothing.
Yeah.
That happens. That happens in the movie.
Number
Like,
two. Now.
Number
And
oh,
okay,
my
number
hand's a
two.
little, my
Number
hand's a
two.
little messed up. Okay,
All right, let him speak. Let him
that's a
speak.
scary.
What, Tyler?
Let him speak.
Sorry.
So go,
Number two.
Charlie, go.
Number two, video game movie. I'm a big fan of Until Dawn, and I thought the movie adaptation was very well done.
It should have won at the Game Awards. Carry on, Charlie.
They could have just adapted the source material word for word. That nothing would have been wrong with that. But instead, I respect them for doing something new and creative and taking new liberties. So yeah, I thought it was very well made. A nice spin on the source material. If anything, I'd say this is like kind of like a sequel to the video game that we never got.
Ah, there's a thought.
I mean, I know it technically did get a sequel with that virtual reality called Rush of Blood, but
yeah. That was more of a fun kind of thing rather than a
That's more of
serious
an-
narrative
that's more of
progression.
an
Yeah.
arcade game.
Yeah.
That doesn't
The
really
the closest thing that could come to a sequel, and it's really more of a spin-off, is The Quarry.
That's right.
Oh yeah. That's I call that a spiritual
For a
successor.
successor, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I describe it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Finally, number one is The Naked Gun. I got into
Number one.
number one. That's my number one. I respect it because it's more than just a faithful continuation, spiritual successor or reboot, whatever. But it's also a great comedy movie.
Yeah.
And you never get those now.
I know.
The closest, and even the closest comedies that we get are just like the dark comedies, kind of, dark comedies that kinds of movies that are like overly that are overly preachy kind,
That's why I recently watched a movie called A Fish Called Wanda.
Wanda.
That had dark, but not really dark. It was a full-on zany comedy, but it had dark elements, but it was not dark. Like it had Nietzsche, it had like an old lady dying, it had
the dog.
dark in any sense of the matter.
The dog. Did you forget about the dog or not?
Oh yeah, dogs dying and a guy nearly getting gnawed off alive.
It has John Cleese and Michael Palin from Monty Python in it, so that helps.
It was overtly comedic. It was absolutely zany, and John Cleese wrote, and it was his story. Yeah, he was in that.
The point being that we don't really get comedies of that kind of caliber these days, but Naked Gun is our chance to take a laugh at the theaters again.
Yes, hopefully, because it's like that.
I guess now I'm a little late to that party, but I'm gonna have to sit down and watch it someday and see if it can.
It's worth it.
See if it actually.
Made me laugh quite a bit.
Yeah, I tell you, me and my friend who were watching it in the cinema, we got in hysterics with the snowman scene.
Oh yeah, Brooks and I loved that scene. That scene was really the funniest one. All right, so who should go next?
Before someone goes next, can you pause recording?
Pause recording.
Okay.
Got it. I'll pause the recording.
Okay.
What were your top three, Patrick?
Okay, so my top three. All right, so I'll start with the third. All right, so okay.
Charlie, you can go pee if you need to.
All right, just go ahead, Sean. Go
I want to hear what.
Okay.
I want to hear. Wait a second.
All right, so number three, my favorite. It's just like the kind of movie that definitely felt very like timely. It's a movie called One Battle After Another, starring.
The guy made.
Directed by Paul Thomas Anderson.
That's the one.
One Battle After Another. That was basically like
Now that was a dark comedy. That was a comedy.
That kind of movie really did seem like. Well, I mean, I will tell you this. I think that at the time that the movie was being filmed, I think nobody would have imagined that that we would see like any sort of major event happen the next year, the year the movie would come out, and seeing how prescient the whole thing impression the whole thing was. I felt like we really the movie really did like strike a chord with me, because I feel like having having a movie that start with Leonardo DiCaprio playing one of the a
Well, it
revolutionary.
has been revolutionary. It has been.
Yeah, it has been revolutionary. Yeah, you know, he's trying to and he has and he's like he's trying to connect with his daughter in some way. I believe that's like what he so that what he's doing. Yeah, he's like a has been revolutionary who's basically like he's basically like making like he's basically like coming back into full gear when there's like some when a fascist uprising becomes starts to become very controlling of the government and basically Sean Penn's character in the movie is the villain. His name Colonel Stephen Lockjaw. Yeah, Lock, he's basically I'd say that the character in the movie is really he's like basically like everything that I feel like he's pretty much like the archetypical he's definitely not like a he's not a thinly veiled parody of president. He's more just like a thinly veiled parody of of an ICE guard.
I
You
was
know,
in Mickey 17. I heard that the villain of that was a parody of Trump.
yeah, but this movie apparently isn't like so much of a parody of the president. He's more of he's more just I think he's more just like a a personification of somebody who contributes to government. And this is real. And, I will say this: the soundtrack of courtesy of Radiohead member John Greenwood. I really liked how how he put his musical touch to the whole movie, and just and and I feel like it really did make a lot of sense that he and Paul Thomas Anderson worked together on There Will Be Blood and Phantom Thread, and I feel like this is really the kind. I've really liked how how great PTA for what he for the kind this you wouldn't really expect PTA to make this kind of movie for the times, but he definitely did, and because a lot of times what he directs is, you know if you've ever seen anything like directed by him, he really did he really did outdo himself this with one battle after
I
another.
have seen Phantom Thread and a lot of the
Yeah,
There Will
yeah.
Be Blood,
Right.
so and I know his kind of style. Yeah.
Right, and number two of my is number two, of course. I will say this: it was definitely number two is another Oscar front runner for this year. I saw that movie in theaters, and I also saw that movie on like a Discord VC on a different server a couple weeks ago. It was a couple months ago. Sorry, it's a movie called Sinners. It's uh,
Sinners.
Sinners was definitely. I loved Sinners. I liked just how interesting the whole I guess the whole movie was. Just really, it was the fact that they had that Sinners is just a movie about two brothers trying to uh, trying to defend themselves from a vampire uprising. I would say it's kind of
I like the second half of Sinners.
and it didn't really, and unlike One Battle for Another, Sinners didn't really feel very political in any way, which I feel like is a good thing. It did. There wasn't so much political messaging aside from just the KKK and all, but that
Mhm.
was really, but they really didn't feel like they moved the plot too forward per se, in my humble opinion.
Yeah,
But
everyone agrees the KKK sucks anyway. So yeah.
yes. So and I feel like for us, Sinners really sells Sinners the most is just the music, the soundtrack, and it's a
Okay,
nice
I'm gonna.
Mississippi Delta
Charlie, you can
blues.
go pee. We're giving you permission. You need to go.
It was
Go.
so it was so I'll say this, yeah, you just gotta go. I would say this: Sinners really did sell itself with the soundtrack, consisting of 1920s, 1930s, uh, uh, Delta blues from Mississippi. Which is fitting because the movie itself is set in Mississippi, and Michael B. Jordan in doing like a dual role of twins. I feel like that was very impressive.
All
The
right.
effects for that were used to create that illusion was really impressive in a lot
Nice.
of ways, and I think the supporting performances, Delroy Lindo, Haley Steinfeld, and Jack O'Connell as the villainous Irish vampire. Those are great performances.
Fun
All right.
fact. Fun fact. I heard that the director took inspiration from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish in depicting the villain for the movie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And all right. And
That would be
also,
an intimidating villain for sure.
yes. All right. So let's get to number one. Let's get to number one. Okay. So number one, obviously, it's not. I will say this. It will definitely change once I see a little bit more movies. From 2025. But where it stands right now, number one on the best movie that I saw this 2025 that came out in 2025. Uh, it's it's the kind of Looney Tunes movie that we all really wanted to see, that we all really have been waiting for. Better than Space Jam, perhaps. Better than like probably the best since we've seen like since the 50s. The Day the Earth
It
Blew
blew
Up.
up.
That's my number one favorite movie of all time from 2025. Uh, yes.
Xavier grew up.
Yes, the
All
day the
right.
Earth blew up. I haven't seen it myself, but I did see this one particularly funny scene where Daffy and Porky have to say goodbye to the farmer. He's such a
Yes.
role model. He has this over the
Yeah.
top design where he's like stagnant like this, like
Yeah.
okay,
It's
Brunello
basically
boys.
I would say this. It's the closest we can get to an actual and legitimate Looney Tunes movie because that's feature length and because of course I will tell you Space Jam and Looney Tunes Back in Action of course and
Hmm.
I've seen Back in
cough
Action.
up the
Yeah.
Space Jam sequel. Those aren't really. I feel like those didn't really like capture the spirit of Looney Tunes very well compared to like no compared to like the shores from before from like the 30s to 50s, maybe the 60s. But the golden age cartoons. And I would say this. The just the fact that they have like the villain of the movie is the invader is played by uh, a character actor named Peter McNichol, who I think you might know from the Addams Family Values as as like one of the camp counselors
All
of
right.
that privileged adult camp of that privileged kid camp where he where he pretty much directed the infamous Thanksgiving play Turkey
That's
called
right.
Brotherhood, and he's also on some shows like Ally McBeal, Veep, and I don't know, and he was also the curator in the Mr. Bean movie, the first Mr. Bean movie.
All right.
He really sold the whole film. I would say his performance was really is like I feel like his performance is how you actually cast a celebrity in a movie in like an animated movie because he's not a pretty well known actor, but he really does but he does like have a lot of experience and the kind of, and this is I feel like it's a career defining performance whether you like it or not. Just the fact that he plays like a villain, just he really like sells. It really like makes me. It really like struck a chord with me a whole lot, and I just really want to give the movie credit for just like doing smartly casting a celebrity that was pretty much born to fit the role, and just like but the plot of course I feel like the plot is pretty nice, and I just like how just like the plot it feels like does like kind of like it feels like it applies pretty well for like people who are living on their own, just like having to pay off their debt, like what Porky and Daffy were doing in the movie. They had to like they have to like try to like get they're trying like to pay back their debt like after like their house like go after their house like
However you
gets
define living on your own, Duffy is clearly living with Porky, so...
yes, no bug, yeah, Bugs isn't in the movie at all. Yeah, well, I'll just say, Davey Goes Blew Up was definitely my favorite movie I saw this year. I feel, you would probably expect me to pick a different movie, but it was the kind of one that did like feel great. Like it really resonated with me so much.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, and I will probably my the list is probably gonna like on the top. I will have a top list like no later. Okay, well, anyways,
Yeah. A lot of people resonate with that movie, just especially the Looney Tunes fans. I haven't had the chance to see it myself. I heard nothing but great things about it. Anyway, before we get to Tyler, sorry.
Funny you should mention Looney Tunes, Patrick, because there actually is another animated Looney Tunes movie coming out later this year.
All right.
Coyote versus Acme.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Basically, Wiley's sick and tired of Acme's constantly blowing him up, and it's like,
yeah.
I'm suing.
I thought that movie was canceled.
Rock tried to bury, but
apparently it's not cancelled. Coyote's got to sue Acme.
Yeah, damn. So, anyways, yeah. So, Day There Blew Up is very much like going to be like overshadowed by another movie. I put on like the top 10 on my like top 3 list. Like so I will just say it might be like if I see like something like Mario Supreme or Demon Slayer, V-Cast, or maybe even like something like I guess Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. You could probably expect any of those movies to like to beat David Blew Up as the top movie I saw in 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right,
Okay,
with that, I think we'll transition to Brooks because he was eager to have a go, and given how Tyler's new to this, I think we'll preserve you for this. Give Tyler more time to think of his decisions.
All right. Everyone, share your thoughts, Tyler. Have you?
I actually do have some thoughts. Like I have.
Okay, good.
There's only 4 movies that I really have anything to say about, and one of them is actually a dishonorable mention.
Is it Snow White?
No, I did not even bother wasting my time. Callum, you know me better than that. If you guys have read my letterbox, you would probably already know what it is. It might surprise you. The dishonorable mention for me is actually Superman.
The James Gunn Superman movie. That makes sense.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm a superhero fan. I do love Superman. I did not like this one at all.
Makes sense.
I don't like the fact that, number one, the movie was hijacked by the discount Guardians of the Galaxy fucking every chance they got.
At least Green Lantern was in this film. And
at least the Green Lantern.
And like
Guy Gardner does not count.
Unfortunately.
Anyway, the thing that just constantly annoyed me about this is that the movie opens up explaining that Superman is the most powerful metahuman on the planet. And he spends the entire movie getting his ass kicked by everyone.
That makes him relatable, Tyler.
No, it doesn't make him relatable. It makes him a fraud.
Well,
you gotta make him at least somewhat competent, and
he can't be the most super powerful man like Nietzsche. Like, what did he say? The Superman.
Welcome to the Superman talk, Charlie.
Only to be saved by Mr. Terrific at literally every bloody turn.
Oh yeah, I especially love Guy Gardner in that movie, my guy.
I despise that Green Lantern.
Definitely.
Tyler versus Charlie. Here we go on Green Lantern.
I guess you just.
Hal Jordan.
Not
Al
like
Jordan
That's just how it is.
the other guy. Fuck, what's his name?
Kyle Renner, Jon Stewart.
John Stewart.
Yeah.
Al Jordan and John Stewart are the
Stewart
only
was
Green
great.
Lantern
Not
lanterns.
bad.
Oh, like Guy Gardner. He just annoys me.
Okay, yeah, that's
Anyway,
kind of who he is. That's the point.
That was my dishonorable mention for
Alright.
2025.
Can I go or Tyler done?
I'm thinking the same
What was
thing.
your number one?
What?
Sorry, what was your number
Just I think that I was up, and then Tyler said that he had thoughts.
Tell you what, let's have Brooks mention his top three, and then Tyler can have his top three.
Never. All right, never.
All right.
Go ahead.
So
I missed your top three.
Wait, what?
I missed your top three, Tyler.
No, he didn't.
I just gave a dishonorable mention.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
All right.
Here comes
I'd
Brooks' top
say
three.
3 would be Fantastic Four: New Steps.
Oh wow.
Like, I mean, given that we've spent 20 years with
Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah.
with constant Fantastic Fours, or like Fantastic Slop or Slug or Fantastic Bore, and now Fantastic Good Enough. So,
Yeah.
it had some really good scenes in it. Like, okay, it could be somewhat by the numbers, yes, given that. But for a Fantastic Four film, and that is incredible, or fantastic. And also, especially with the cinematography and inventiveness of the world in some scenes. And with Galactus, also, he looks incredible. Like, It is nice to see. And also, mind that it's the only. I am glad at least the Fantastic Four in Avengers Doomsday will at least have some proper setup compared to the X-Men. Like, with how little to none they have. Like,
No.
at least.
I don't think the
And
X-Men.
that is kind of fitting.
As far as the
Doom
cinematic
is gonna
universe is
be the
concerned.
main villain. Of course, Robert Downey Jr. for some goddamn reason. Yeah, we all know what the reason is. Because of we need to get Robert Downey Jr. back in the seats, and that will revive the MCU. See?
We've got
Yeah,
to
we
have
We need the
money.
essential. We need the essential human, or the entire universe will collapse.
Crying out
the
loud.
anchor beam.
I know.
Money.
I wish it was. Who was the actor who played Mr. Fantastic in
Pedro
Multiverse of Madness?
Multiverse of
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski.
I wish it was John Krasinski instead of Pedro Pascal. We all hate him at the, and like we all wish the mountain would just crush his skull, you know, like he did in Game of Thrones. But I mean, it was good. He definitely and you know, I was for a second they were actually that whole plan against Galactus was trying to get Earth to another universe. Like, I was like, oh no, they are not doing this. They're not sending the Fantastic Four into the MCU immediately. They're not doing that. Thank God they didn't.
I hadn't even considered that.
Yeah, thank God they did not do something that stupid. So, I mean, that was the whole plot of the film, because that would have absolutely killed the entire film for me.
But
I mean, I know that we don't talk about it because we're kind of exhausted with the MCU, and it just should have came out like at least 5 years ago, and it probably would have gotten somewhat better MCU. It could have came out with Black Widow, but I get the whole, like, you know, and the state of the MCU with all the shit they pulled out in 2022 and 3. So yeah, it was best if they left it on cooking in the stove a little bit longer. It was just a bit too late, and no one cares about it. That's the true tragedy of it. That's why I see it as a tragedy. That's why, especially, it's number 3.
Alright, so overall it was fantastic.
There, Phase 6 wraps up. The only thing I'll get excited for is a new Spider-Man movie, or if they finally decide to release Blade.
Alright.
Anything else, I'm done with. I can't.
So, number 2 is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, wow!
So, I know, it's a little bit inoffensively overrated, to me. But here's the paradox: at the same time, the potential of it is not overrated. Like if you see the behind the scenes
Inoffensively
of
overrated.
inoffensively, that means like overrated, but inoffensively, like it's good overrated, not the overrated where it sucks or like it's overblown. I think it's just inoffensively like it's non-offensive. It's fine and overrated, but like get back to what I was saying. It's the matter of what this film could have been. Not only was it originally PG-13, yes, PG-13, the first animated PG-13 film that America had ever produced with a proper, like, with a big budget studio, and for an audience that wasn't the Simpsons movie. That was not TV adaptation. So, not only that, but the behind the scenes of it with the main villain or like the uber bad Guima. He was absolutely neutered. Like if you look at the behind the scenes, he is either a giant, like incredibly intricate demon tiger that like absolutely, or an entirely demonic not oh wait
like a
semi
dragon.
HP Lovecraft like spirit like ghosts like giant like vortex demon.
Like a job. This sounds like a job for Bolton Blockbusters. Like the original plans for K-pop Demon Hunters. Also, I felt that the antagonist, there didn't need to be a boy band for there to be a main protagonist. It could have just been one solo artist, singer. Because we
I actually
spent
think
time
that
with.
I actually think about that with the three girls a bit. Like, do we even need, like, especially with one of them is basically the protagonist, and the two ones are just more of the sidekicks and the side characters to support. Like, they don't really need to be here. And it could have been just like Rumi and Jinju, like, and Also, it's with I call them after Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles archetypes. So Rumi is the Leonardo one. The one with long hair is Raphael.
Mira.
The cute one is
Zoe.
Michelangelo.
Yep.
And there's the mentor figure who I call the Splinter. She's Splinter.
The rat.
So she's Splinter.
So
like
there's no
everything
Donatello?
with her, there's clearly more
No
to
Donatello.
it. Like it was incredibly cut off. Like there was like every time she's in the scene, it's like too quick, and like there's specifically more scenes. That's also what's special with the whole film. It was very edited a lot because in the PG-13 film, it was very dark with the whole like parts of yourself that were suppressed and dealing with that with the repression, and it was a bit of a mess, and it was about 6 minutes from perfection. It was purely half-baked. And the flavors are good, but shame about the display, though. Like, and again, it's another tragedy, but it's kind of at least it's more of a meaningful tragedy compared to, say, Fantastic Four. Like, where at least it did get loved. It did get kind of the recognition it deserved. Like, with at least that was saved. But the site could have been so much more. It could have been so much more.
Yeah.
It was mid. I thought Fantastic Four was mid.
Makes sense. I thought the same way.
I mean,
I really
Fantastic Four could have been good. It's little to me, but K-pop Demon Hunters could have been even more. It could have been something even more.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that. More.
I suppose that when you analyze the movie, I mean, on a narrative basis, it makes sense to say, hey, here's two other characters who, if you're paying attention, also have struggles of their own. And I've heard analysis online that each of the 5 members of the Saja Boys actually represent different critiques of the K-pop industry, like the different toxic archetypes that are affiliated with that, which further justifies the song "Your Idol," stuff like that.
And again, the Soulja Boys basically being cardboard cutouts too, and Jinju being the only one who has dynamic.
Just one Soulja Boy as a solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have worked.
Yeah.
That could have worked.
Again, I could also be a little bit nitpicky. I think that some of the music is ham-fisted especially with that love music. But I do generally give somewhat merit to Jinju's and Rumi's relationship.
Jinu.
They do not become a couple in the end. They don't.
Well, not
They
explicitly.
don't even kiss.
Well,
They don't even kiss.
It probably hinted at, in the Studio Ghibli kind of sense. It's a very, very, very mature approach. Yeah.
Yeah, so I give it credit that they didn't get together at all, or
Well,
there
not
was
explicitly.
no soap opera level where one of them died, and they were supposed to get together, but no.
Well, I mean,
And I'm very glad that they went with that approach.
I get what you're saying, but in the same way they did get together, but obviously they didn't with the whole sacrifice thing. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, where it was, and especially with the last moment, it didn't feel like they were meant to be, a couple, in the point that was supposed to be a long-term couple.
I mean, it's one of those things where, when you look at it narratively, it makes sense, but structurally wise, it could have done with more development.
And again, by the end, the character's okay, all that happened. I think by the end, were they hinting that they were going to recruit new K-pop demon hunters? Were they hinting at that?
Maybe.
I guess with all them approaching those girls.
Because I know it's gonna get a sequel.
Yeah.
I think it should get a trilogy with
Really?
each of.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's getting a sequel.
I know a sequel, but a trilogy? Really?
Yeah, a trilogy wherein each of the sequels focuses on one of the other two girls.
That would make sense,
Say
yeah.
that as long as they develop more of the stuff they didn't develop in the first one.
That is a great idea,
that.
Charlie. That is a fantastic idea, Charlie. Just have more focus on the other two girls.
I agree with you, Charlie. That's great.
I've heard that
At
they're.
least as long as they develop the plot points that they underdeveloped in the first one.
Yeah.
I think
I think
they're working on that with the upcoming prequel short film called Debut. I think that's going to clarify a few things, and hopefully it will.
All right. To number one.
It's Frankenstein, isn't it?
Honorable mentions.
All right, number one.
Oh, sorry, honorable mention. Sorry.
First honorable mentions, actually. The Naked Gun and Mission Impossible, the Final Reckoning. On the technicality of the technical terms of it, it's the matter of the story. Just it's good that it's got an ending. It's just it really got overtly sentimental. It got too sentimental.
My problem with the Mission Impossible movie is not with the whole film itself, it's the way it ends. You're telling me that you've gone all this way to try to destroy the AI, but at the end, you're just leaving it as a little relic? Why?
Yeah.
Again, I like that note, that Ethan does not get together with someone. Honestly, if he would get together with someone, it should have been Elsa. If he would, it would have been. But I know it's all he is the American James Bond, where he can never get together with anyone.
Oh,
He is
yeah.
the American James.
Yeah, well, but wasn't Mission Impossible? Wouldn't that? But wasn't Mission Impossible originally a TV show? So
It was, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying it. But also, James Bond was originally a book, so.
Yep.
So, all right. Back to one little thing
yeah.
about Naked Gun. I do genuinely like that Liam Neeson. It's his first comedy career, just like with Leslie Neeson, with Airplane being his first take a comedy.
Well, unless you
I
count
hope
the
that
Lego
Liam Neeson's next
movie.
big comedy career.
Well, unless you count the Lego movie as well as his Saturday Night Live skits.
Well, it was not a major comedy because
Right.
this movie was taken seriously to an extent. But that was hints. But I think that Liam Neeson.
I disagree.
He was a voice.
he was good cop, bad cop. Yeah.
Studio
Okay,
Ghibli movie,
yeah. Lego
yeah.
movie being taken seriously.
No, I'm not saying it seriously. Slightly. There's a little bit of drama to it, but
Yeah.
it's not a full-on comedy in the zaniness. there's still a little bit of a story. There's still a
Right.
bit of a,
Right.
that you're supposed to latch onto it a bit. Like, I know Lego Movie is not that, I know, but it's what it's trying to convey.
Right.
But not what we think of it, but what the Lego Movie tried. With the whole plot with Will Ferrell and his son,
Yeah.
the Legos being an allegory for their connection.
Yeah.
You know?
That kind of thing. Whereas with the Naked Gun movies, there's
is awesome.
everything is awesome, right? Whereas with the Naked Gun movies, there's not really any kind of plot you're supposed to pay attention to. It's just purely made for laughs.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right. And here's an interesting honorable mention: Happy Gilmore 2, just for how insane the casting is, and also for everybody from the original Happy Gilmore movie is in this. Nearly everyone who isn't dead.
Everyone is here.
Everyone who's
It is like the Super Smash Bros. Of Billy Madison. Even Guy Fieri. What the hell?
Yeah. Everybody who survived in the first movie, obviously. I mean, they didn't get Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah. Two more honorable mentions.
So good at getting
One more honorable mention: the Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
I know that it's a little bit of a mid movie, but I do like how a bit insane it was for a Marvel film with how psychological it was. You guys, Tyler and Callum and Patrick would know about the Jungian influence. If you rewatch it with the Jungian lens, you will see it an entirely different way.
That's right, yes.
There's a little bit of psychological, and it was a bit like Megamind, where the villain was beefed up, and that had to be depowered.
Yeah, that was my most anticipated movie last year, and it was mid. Suicide Squad by Marvel was mid.
Better than all.
Okay, one more honorable mention: Zootopia 2/Bad Guys 2. Counting both sequels, and they're both furry sequels. I'm not a furry. I'm just a both have that in common. Alright. Well, alright, to the number one.
Frankenstein.
I
knew it.
Alright, so if I have anything to say about this film, it would be Oscar Isaac and another role where he creates a monster like Paul with Leto the First.
Oh yeah.
So, and also the whole tragedy thing. I know there's not a lot to say. And fun fact,
Everything comes back to Doom.
What?
Everything comes back to Doom.
Yes. But my most viewed video on YouTube, Young Frankenstein, is on the Critical Drinkers video for Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
I know. That is insane. It was actually a clip in that video.
You literally cannot find that clip anywhere else on YouTube. If any professional YouTuber uses that clip, it's from Brooks's channel.
That's something to be proud of.
Really?
I am.
Crazy.
It's immense.
Yeah.
I know.
Insane. That's insane.
So
I mean,
who was the director that made this?
Anyway, going full circle, it's kind of appropriate that your number one movie is kind of correlating with another adaptation of Frankenstein. So, what was it about Guillermo del Toro's adaptation of Frankenstein that resonated with you so much, Brooks?
I mean, it was my first ever adaptation of Frankenstein I've ever seen. Actually, that was full on Frankenstein. I never actually seen any other. I've never seen the original 1930s Frankenstein, so I guess it was my first in a way. And I think it's because it's the more aspects of it delves into the philosophy that yes, Frankenstein the Frankenstein's monster did read philosophy after he escaped from, and he learned about himself and read into more of the it's more about the intellectual side of it, like developing the creature not just as a movie monster, but as a being that was a bit one side of Oscar Isaac's Victor. In the term of, I guess, I'm really paraphrasing it because I'm just improvising my thoughts on it because I didn't actually think I'd have any thoughts on it.
Oh, you got many thoughts. You just need to articulate them.
More, because I'm not that particular on it because I've never been on Frankenstein. But if I had to say, it's definitely the most what I've heard about the Frankenstein book. It's definitely the most intricate, and of course the most mythic and artistic depiction of the original Frankenstein book. Everything else, I think it's more like I've not seen a bunch of Frankenstein's films, but I don't think they come to this level of depth that the Del Toro one has.
Yeah.
And also, Walter Frey was in this as the caretaker of Frankenstein Frankenstein's monster while he was developing himself.
That's right.
And Oscar Isaac also trying to get out of his old Star Wars crap, actively loving the role and also chewing it with, the likes of
Charles Dance,
Christoph Waltz,
Christoph Waltz. So yeah,
both chewing the scene with everything. Even Christoph Waltz calling him Prometheus, being on the nose with it, and also given that both Oppenheimer and Frankenstein were both Promethean figures,
Yeah, kind of fitting that way. Now that you mention it, there seems to be a common theme of some of the most successful movies, Oppenheimer, Frankenstein, the theme of man trying to play God only to bring forbidden knowledge that we shouldn't have had. Yeah, interesting how that seems to be keep reoccurring. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence, especially in this era.
Right. Now that's interesting. Any
coincidence? I think not.
Coincidence? I think not.
So, if I had to elaborate more, I do like how Frankenstein's monster has the whole Del Toro look, where it's not bulky like the original Universal monsters. It's got this very because Del Toro loves the skin suit, with that whole cosmetics, with the pale skin. He loves using that in Hellboy or
in Pan's Labyrinth with the guy with the eyes, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
that guy creeps the hell out.
Yeah, I do love the overall aesthetics that, again, he brought from Pinocchio to Frankenstein. That definitely elevates the whatever. Maybe I should read Frankenstein. Maybe get into it more. I don't know, but I definitely, again, it's number one because it is the most notable in a year full of. But unfortunately, Frankenstein itself is as mid as the year. No offense to the story. It's just the momentum of this year kind of goes into the film's writing or production value, or just in my overall taste of it. It's just unfortunate that I've seen a lot better from other years.
It's interesting how Del Toro seems to be thriving on Netflix. First with his stop motion adaptation of Pinocchio, and now with his adaptation of Frankenstein. I wonder what he'll do next.
I think that's it for my.
Well, if he can take Creature of the Black Lagoon and turn it into a love story and actually have it be good, then
anything goes.
There's no telling what he can do.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, I'm done with that.
All right, okay. Tyler, your turn.
Yeah.
Right.
It's taking longer than I expected.
Okay.
That's Brooks for you.
Okay, so I got 4 movies really to talk about. 2 of them.
Station with us. What do you expect? That would take longer.
All right, Tyler.
Anyway, number 4 goes to 28 years later.
Ah, yes. 28 years
I was literally dragged to the movie for my friend's birthday because he wanted to see it, which is the only reason I went to go watch it. I mean, I hadn't watched 28 Days Later in years, so I was kind of out of the loop with.
I've never seen 28. I've never seen any of the previous movies. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was kind of amusing trying to figure out, rediscover what was going on ever. But I'm just not that. Horror is not a genre that I really get into very well.
Me neither.
Same.
Yeah,
Unless it's action or comedy.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
mean, aside from a few emotional moments, like the son trying to save his mother and the issues with his dad and looking for the doctor, like I just found the movie to be kind of a bore.
Kind of a bore for the standards of a movie with super intense gore.
Yeah, super intense gore just for the sake of super intense gore.
Oh, for the sake of right. For a moment, I was thinking, I'm a bit morally concerned about someone who's bored of like such intense gore. I think I get what you're saying, though. Just the typical in-your-face kind of exploitation of it all. It can get a bit much at times. Yeah, it loses its shock value over time. I can understand that, yeah.
Plus, the whole time I was wondering when the little kid from the beginning, what was his name? Jimmy? I was wondering when he was going to come back, and now he's like some kung fu ninja in the world of basically of us.
I mean, throughout the movie, I found it quite questionable how the people infected with the rage virus could survive and repopulate for so long.
Alright, please don't spoil the movie because I haven't seen it.
We won't, but there's this one scene that was kind of already kind of mentioned, but oh man, it moved me to tears. It actually made me cry. Like when I'm not gonna say what happened, but when it happened, I thought, oh no. Oh no! It was so heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was scenes like that made me give it a little bit of credit, Callum, because I'm honestly surprised they even showed that scene on the screen.
Yeah, given the tone of the movie that it was, yeah.
Yeah. So that's number 4.
Right.
Number 3 goes to Tron Ares. And again, it's basically a long lost sequel to the old Tron movie with Jeff Bridges years ago.
Which one?
Really?
The original Tron or Tron Legacy? They both have Jeff Bridges in them.
Tron Legacy, I think.
Right, Tron Legacy. That was the more recent one.
It's gotta be probably the first good thing I've heard about that movie.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but bad stuff about Tron Ares. Then again, people didn't say it was the worst. No, that goes to Snow White.
Yeah. I mean, it was nothing. It was nothing spectacular. Like it was just a run-of-the-mill, old fun action movie.
Visually spectacular, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of cool visuals. Every once in a while, you got a funny line. But it was just a fun movie to just enjoy, just turn your mind off to.
All right, okay, that makes sense. Why it would be your third favorite. If you turn your mind off it and enjoy the spectacular visuals, fantastic. If you turn your brain on, different story entirely. Right, so your number 2.
I'm actually kind of ashamed to admit this because I didn't like this movie very much.
Okay, so why is it number 2?
Just let me explain.
Okay, fair enough.
It's the Thunderbolts.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's mainly because like I still enjoy some of the stuff that comes out of the MCU and like their latest projects. Every once in a while they come up with something that keeps them afloat for a while. Like I said this about Deadpool and Wolverine. That movie basically threw the MCU a life jacket so they could stay afloat a little longer.
Yeah, absolutely. They absolutely needed that.
I mean, I appreciated what they were trying to do. Like give the villains from their latest movies and shows a bit of a moment to shine. It doesn't all work, but I appreciated that they tried like hell to make it work.
Yeah. Makes
The
sense.
the main thing that just holds it back for me is that, as we know, with Doctor Doom and potentially Galactus coming back into the fray, I find the very idea that these guys are supposed to be our last hope against them absurd.
The new Avengers! Really?
Youngin Avengers.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm of the opinion right now that with the Fantastic Four and everyone else doing their thing, do we even need the Avengers? Why not let someone else have the spotlight?
Yeah.
Well, that is sad because they're supposed to be Earth's mightiest heroes.
Yeah, I get it, but
And
I
they're
mean,
either dead or retired.
Why not the X-Men? But
Yeah.
wait, we haven't established a movie for them to be a thing. And the Fantastic Four were not even introduced in the MCU.
Well, not in the same universe as like the characters we loved in like the first 3 phases of the MCU, to be more precise. Yeah. So yeah.
But yeah, that's why that's number 2.
And your number
And
one.
Number 1.
All
Brooks
right.
is probably gonna hate me for this, but it's Fantastic Four.
Oh. All right.
I have been waiting so long for a good Fantastic Four.
Ah, okay.
They've dropped the ball 3 times, and like this was basically okay. You're either gonna get this right or you're not. And I can safely say they got it right. I mean, the world they created, even if it's a separate world from the MCU, it's a believable world.
Yeah. Gotta love the aesthetics.
I mean, they've already established the idea of multiverse and jumping between different worlds in the MCU. If you watch shows like Loki. Anyway, yes, I wish. What was his name again? John Krasinski.
John Krasinski, yeah.
I really wish that he was Mr. Fantastic, but I still think Pedro Pascal did an admirable job.
The man can act. Give him that.
Yeah.
Ben Grimm, perfect.
Pedro did
Oh,
He's a little better than that Welsh guy that played Fantastic Four in the 2005, 2007 movies. What's his name?
I forgot his name as well.
Johan Griffith. Yeah, that's
I
him.
know
Johan
who you're
Griffith.
talking about, but I don't remember his name.
It's Johan Griffith. Johan Griffith.
Yeah, Johan Griffith. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they brought back Chris Evans' Human Torch because he was Cap.
He was a
Michael
Deadpool.
Chiklis as the thing.
Yeah.
Spot on cast, I remember.
The ruins of dead franchises.
Or the DLC free play of the MCU.
Hey!
So, where was I? Oh, yeah. So yeah. Mr. Fantastic and Ben Grimm, they were well done.
Yeah.
Sue Storm and Johnny Storm, they were kind of bland. I kind of wish they had done a little bit with them.
Johnny Storm was not enough of an asshole.
No.
That was not Johnny Storm.
It was a miracle at all. I'm just happy to get what we got with the 2022.
Yeah.
Literally the only moment.
It could have been worse. He could have fucked She-Hulk. It could have been worse.
Oh no!
No man, we don't talk about She-Hulk.
Okay, they already had a female Silver Surfer, which I didn't see coming. But you know what? But I didn't mind that much. I didn't like Johnny figuring out her language. He just doesn't strike me as the genius type to figure that out. But,
that's something Mr. Fantastic
with him, and I actually the one moment with him I actually thought was good was when he realizes Galactus needs like a final push to push him into a new dimension. He's like, tell Franklin that Uncle Johnny loves him. Like, that was the one moment from him.
Does anyone die? Okay, we thought Johnny was gonna die. We thought Susan was gonna die, but neither of them died. Everyone lived. Well, they had to be for Avengers Doomsday, and no one can die in the MCU. There can't be long-lasting consequences.
Welcome to Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I hated that scene where, like, oh, they long paused that Susan was dead, and then, oh, she's alive. Are you joking? Just, also they ripped off from Avengers. Like, they should have had, if they were going to do that, then at least be very, very, very quick on that. If you're doing a fake out, make sure it's like it barely happened. But they paused on it. Everyone was looking, and then, oh, she lived.
Drama.
Granted, only because the Silver Surfer did his whole I'm super powerful, I can do whatever I want thing.
True enough, true enough.
I mean, he could have just effed off and fought the huge ass storm that was supposed to be Galactus, but isn't Galactus.
Well, I suppose if there is one thing we could say positively about Marvel, if you want a more faithful adaptation of the Fantastic Four, as well as a more brilliant collaboration of all these Marvel characters, just play Marvel Rivals instead.
Yeah, but in terms of movies, why don't you just watch The Incredibles or The Incredibles 2?
Exactly! The Incredibles is the definitive Fantastic Four /5 movie.
At least, can we
In fact,
say,
the composer of the recent Fantastic Four movie composed Incredibles.
can we say,
You know.
can we say that, given compared to the other Fantastic Fours, this is the Fantastic Four, not the Fantastic Schlock, not the Fan Four Stick, but the actual Fantastic Four. Can we at least give this the honor of at least being the Fantastic Four, or at least the Fantastic Four we would like to see, if not the one we deserve, but the one we needed?
Well,
this is the best version, albeit Johnny Storm not being enough of a dick.
Yeah. It could have been worse. Like I said, it could have went the way of Daredevil and She-Hulk.
I love the way the conversation has gone. We need more jerks in our entertainment!
Oh, well, you have a lot of jerks in sitcoms.
Okay, you don't need to make him a jerk. You just need to make him more cocky and arrogant.
Arrogant, yeah. Didn't even have that.
Being cocky and arrogant doesn't automatically make you a jerk.
Well, on our modern culture, we cannot see that, and we can't not distinguish, unfortunately.
I know. Anyway, the main reason this is number one is because, well, I was happy to finally get a decent Fantastic Four movie. And two, just like, I'm not a fan of everything Marvel has done, but I appreciate the good that they have done. And if they do have to go down, I'd rather see them go down swinging with an effort than go down in flames.
Yeah.
Or go down in shit. Worse.
If this is to end in fire, we all burn together.
If that's all you have, can we jump into this year?
Yes! Okay. Let's jump into our anticipation for 2026, everybody!
Hopefully it's better than this. Hopefully it's better than 2025.
I want to start the conversation because
last time, so
I want to say something to Brooks. I want to get this over with, Brooks, because there is something you are going to simultaneously cringe and laugh at. So, Doom Part 3 and Doomsday are said to be releasing around about the same time in December, leading to a new trend. Doomsday.
Oh.
What?
This is the next Barbenheimer.
The Odyssey with Dune, you know. I was expecting that, but
we'll never get to that.
It'll be a great time to be a great month to be a nerd.
Oh man, well yes, well yeah, I mean, well obviously, let me tell you.
Great month to be a nerd.
As if Doomsday stands a sampling of a chance against Doom Part 3!
I'm cautious about Dune, but I disagree on Doomsday.
Yeah, Dune, yeah. I don't believe. Yeah, I have a question. So, how many of you are aware that Steven Spielberg has a new movie coming out next year?
Oh.
Pretty much probably this. spiritual successor of Close Encounters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, disclosed. Yeah, it's gonna be called. I will tell you if you've seen the if you haven't seen the trailer for the movie, the trailer is really creepy. The movie is called Disclosure Day, and it has like Emily Blunt in the lead role.
All
It's
right.
really, yeah.
Emily
That's
Blunt.
like one of the most
Okay.
anticipated movies.
Okay.
And,
All right.
and there's also, of course, obviously, a lot of people are aware of the Odyssey movie. You know,
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Very much aware of the
yeah.
LCV.
Which I will tell you. I feel like it feels like it's a good thing that's coming out. It's supposed to come out a week after the Moana live action remake that.
Oh, oh
Yes.
Lord.
I feel like there's a lot.
Amidala.
I feel like there is a lot of optimism that I feel like that movie might not make as much as
The
from
Odyssey will be better than Moana.
yeah
The Rock is
Yeah.
not
Too soon for
is not
Moana.
looking a part of Maui anymore.
Too soon.
Which is ironic.
yeah. I mean I'm just gonna say
Too
this.
built. He's too built. He's not fat enough.
Yeah. But you know what? You know what movie I do? You know what else I don't think that they should have ever. I feel like, well, yeah. As far as Pixar goes, the one with the beaver, the robot beaver
Hoppers.
movie.
Yeah, they Avatar. That they
I wanna
that film Avatar.
Yeah, well, that's it. I'm interested in that, but definitely not Toy Story 5. No, I'm not.
Oh,
No,
Yeah.
nope,
We don't
no,
need Toy
no, no,
Oh my God,
Don't need that.
no.
We don't need it.
we don't need Toy Story 5.
I can't.
Okay.
But we got
Oh
yeah,
no.
we got some interesting. We got some big like hits and some potential misses. I do hope that there's something like I do hope that the next Disney movie that people have like that within the animation studio they have like promised there will be there will be another 2D animated movie coming out. I don't know. I mean, I'm not very confident about this new animated movie. It's called. I don't know what it's called, but whatever it is, I feel like it
Goat.
should
I
be
think it's
too.
goat. I think it's goat.
No, that's Sony.
Anim-
That's Sony.
You're referring
Sony's
to an anime movie.
Anime.
I'm just
There's too
really.
many
I'm
talking
just not. I'm
animals.
just nervous.
Scarlet.
I am
It's
feeling a
Scarlet.
little.
Scarlet.
That's Scarlet.
Are you referring to Scarlet?
No, I'm not.
No.
I don't know what I am. But yeah, well, I do feel like there's something nervous. There does feel like some nerve wracking kind of that I feel concerned over, and it's really just the fact that Netflix buying Warner Brothers. I don't know.
No, please. No.
I'm not sure what will happen, but
Well,
whatever.
at least hopefully we'll
Nothing
get a
good.
TV series directed by Netflix, or even an animated Net Dune series. I want that actually. Directed by
Ambiance.
Netflix. I will be able to take that devil's advocate. Or maybe
Okay, well, I mean, look, let me just say this. I don't, I feel as much optimistic about this year as I do kind of like, skeptical. Because, I don't really think that, I feel like there's some things that I just don't know if I'm going to expect so much, like, to be that great. Because, I will say this. I'm cautious in a way and not so cautious in other ways. But let's hope
We
that
can
this
be
year
optimistic at least.
Yeah.
yeah, but this year I hope
There-
we'll have some better movies in some way because I mean the Odyssey obviously people have wanted have like there's been like I don't think there's ever been like a really good like movie made for the big screen. There has been like a mini series before if I remember, but that wasn't
With
really but
Ray Fiennes.
but mini series I don't know if mini series
Yeah.
really like uh, impact a lot of people. It's not really too
So I'm just gonna quickly say
Well,
the top five movies I'm looking forward to.
Go ahead, Tyler.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I guess you're going next. Patrick, you just went, right?
Yes, he did.
Oh yeah, but there's also one more that I'm
Oh, one
interested
more?
in, but I'll talk about it
After.
Oh, I'm
afterwards.
sorry.
I'll
Okay.
talk about it afterwards.
Okay, Tyler, you go.
Well, I want to see Avengers Doomsday, because as I said before, that's really going to. I just have a feeling that's going to decide the ultimate fate of the MCU at this point.
please do.
Mm.
And yeah, like I can be hopeful for it. Who knows? They might actually surprise me. Number 2.
I doubt it.
And by the way, I looked all these up on IMDb.
Better than they've
two.
been lately.
Number 2 is Spider-Man: Brand New Day.
Ah, yes. Brand new day.
Like they gave him a clean slate after the last one. I want to see where they go with this one.
Me too. Me too. I'm interested.
Okay, I bet Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire will have some impact on the film.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd be personally interested to see Spider-Man Brand New Day myself. Just to remind you guys, the film was literally filmed in Glasgow.
I have a theory. I have a hunch. Miles Morales from Spider-Verse will show up in the end credit scene of that film.
That'd be awesome.
And then they're going to do a crossover.
If it doesn't, I'll be disappointed.
If it was some kind of like Roger Rabbit style crossover, that'd be amazing.
I know. Actually, I look forward to that. Yeah. Like,
and
awesome.
and given the dedication our little group has given to my next 2 choices over the last year, Dune Part 3 is number 3, and Odyssey is number 4. Just because, like the movies, the books that we've watched books we've listened to over the last time, like my curiosity is piqued for them.
You can thank Brooks for that.
And the 5th is Mortal Kombat 2.
Ah, yes.
I really enjoyed the one that came out with a few years ago, and now this one, they've got Billy Butcher as Johnny Cage. I am psyched to see that.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking The Miz from WWE could play him, but I'm sure the Carl Urban will do great.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to go next.
All right, Charlie. What's our 2026 movies you're looking forward to?
Looks like this is the appetizer, and the 2025 was the main event because we're going through this way faster than I thought. Okay, honorable mention, I guess, for my top 5. But honorable mention is Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Originally, this was number 5, but then I remembered what was also coming out, and that took its place. I'm excited for this because of what I just mentioned. The Sony Spider-Verse, the Sony Spider movies are different from what the MCU feels like, and so because they're wiping the slate clean, I really want to see Spider-Man like in really self-contained in New York, and so
Or Glasgow.
And hopefully this doesn't need to connect to the big MCU as a whole.
Hopefully not.
I'm excited to see what they're doing.
Better not. It better be like Fantastic Four New Steps. It better be like that.
I want to see what they're doing with that Spider-Woman, according to those leaked photos that set photos that leaked.
All right.
Yeah, there's going to be a Spider-Woman.
Oh.
And
Is it gonna be a
also,
Green Goblin? Or
I don't know. I mean, I just finished today watching the last of the Raimi trilogy. I mean, who can top William Dafoe's performance?
They always tried with like the last getting Willem Dafoe back in just to be the villain.
Yeah, and the less we say about the ending to the Amazing Spider-Man 2, the better. All right, yeah. So that's about all I got to say.
Were there other things you wanted to mention?
But, like, remember, it's still MCU, so like, how good can it really be?
Oh yeah, Frank Castle's also gonna be in that for some reason.
Okay, well,
Oh yes, that's right. The Punisher. That's right. Yes.
Before I move on, okay, a Spider-Man villain that I really, really want to see adapted into live action is a little villain called Doppelganger that looks exactly like Spider-Man, which I feel is ideal to do nowadays with all the multiverse stuff going on.
You mean Tombstone?
No, Doppelganger.
Doppelganger. He knows his comics.
No, Chameleon. That's
No, Doppelganger.
No, Doppelganger.
Yeah, I've seen him in a few comics. Yeah, he has like 9 arms or 6 arms, but anyway, yeah, he looks exactly like Spider-Man, and I think it would be ideal to do nowadays. He could say he's like a Spider-Man from another universe, but really he's just an evil villain, or just someone who becomes Spider-Man that becomes doppelganger. Anyway, okay, so that out of the way. All right, number 5, my 5th most anticipated movie of the year that beat out Spider-Man: Brand New Day is Michael, the Michael Jackson biopic.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I am
yeah,
a huge Michael
yeah.
Jackson fan. I was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was big into them throughout middle school. I was into his music like just a couple months before he died, and when he did die, I was devastated.
Oh yeah.
He was supposed to play like
I
a.
remember I was
He was
in this
supposed to
very
have
high
a
school.
concert residency by the time he passed away, which has its own documentary. It was called "This Is It."
Yeah, right. I have that on DVD. I was in this very basement when that happened.
It said that his cousin is going to be portraying the role of Michael Jackson.
No,
His
no,
nephew.
his nephew.
His nephew. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually heard that the movie actually had to get delayed because the majority of the ending had to be rewritten because it didn't square away with it wasn't approved by like the Jackson family estate. So they had to
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we're gonna finally find out how did Michael Jackson go so crazy.
Oh, man.
I heard it was something to do with father issues and how that
I'm not
impacted
really
him later on in
sure.
life.
Oh, it's gonna be like Amadeus. It's
I'm
gonna be
not really
just like
prepared for
Amadeus.
this one. I hope it's not like I hope it's not like Bohemian Rhapsody. I hope it's not like that at all. Because I hope it's not like. I hope it's not like.
Yeah, but he died because of drug overdose. He was staying awake so much because he was too dedicated to his "This Is It" tour.
Too much
Um,
spice. Too
Yeah,
much.
and the doctor that prescribed him those
Yeah.
drugs got tried and sentenced to 4 years in prison. I remember.
Not to mention, from what I've learned, Michael Jackson was a genuine perfectionist, and he pushed himself beyond his like
Yeah.
physical limits.
Oh man,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
Well, let me just say, it's crazy.
I'm good.
All right, well, I
Okay.
did.
Number 4 is Super Mario Galaxy movie.
I'm looking
I
forward to that.
thought, I thought the first movie was just good. Honestly, there was just so much of a wow factor of finally seeing a good Mario movie.
Yeah.
Looks better. Looks like a step up. I can't wait to see what they're doing with Rosalina. Brie Larson's gonna knock it out of the park. I think. Cast looks like they're all excited to return. I don't know if I hope Chris Pratt is Mario.
I don't think anyone will ever top Bob
Yeah,
Fosse.
he wouldn't have been my first choice either, Charlie. But for what we got,
Decent.
it could have been worse.
Yeah, there's a reason why the initial casting reveal was such a meme at the time. It was hilarious the first time we found
Oh, yeah.
out.
I don't even know why, but I mean, like, imagine.
Super Mario Bros. Is a heel.
Imagine.
I've actually met Charles Martinet, by the way. He's a brilliant guy.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I met him too. I met him actually a year before the first, before like the Super Mario Bros. Movie came out. And, yeah, he's sadly no longer the voice of Mario.
He's retired, but he loved that role. Yeah.
It's like Optimus Prime with with Chris Pratt and Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth. Oh, right.
It's funny enough because how swirling they were. And I was thinking of Optimus Prime swirling around Mario. Like they're both bantering with each other.
I can see what you're getting at.
Yeah, the rest of this list, back-to-back horror movies and another video game movie. Oh shit! I just given my previous comments with one of you, I think I might have just given away my number one. Anyway, okay. Whatever.
Just stick it through.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3 is Evil Dead Burn, which is apparently coming out this year. Yeah, it's the 6th Evil Dead movie. I I went back and forth with numbers 2 and 3 a lot, but Evil Dead Burn is coming in at number 3 because the last Evil Dead movie, Evil Dead Rise, was just pretty good. I don't know what I was expecting really, but I guess more. Look, I love the Evil Dead movies. They're second only to the Saw movies for my favorite horror franchise. And yeah, this looks great. From the very brief teaser trailer I saw, I guess this looks a little better than Evil Dead Rise, but it's too early to go off of anything. It's coming out in July, I think. So, putting it at number 3. That's because my number 2 pick, which is another horror movie sequel, Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. I put this beats out Evil Dead Rise because it because the original Ready or Not was just such a it was a sleeper hit for me back in 2019. It came out on my birthday, believe it or not, and yeah, and that's when I went to see it. It was just it was a sleeper hit for me, and so good movies like these they tend to come in groups of 2s. So I think this will be really great, especially with horror movies. They tend to come in groups of 2s,
or several.
But yeah, or
maybe several. You can have one horror movie or several.
The two movies. The Collector and the Collection films, which all those movies I just listed off are supposed to get sequels. Okay, so yeah, Ready or Not, Here I Come. It didn't really need a sequel, but it's cool that it's getting one, and it's getting it's introducing like a stepsister to the equation, and that should be fun. The only thing that's turning me off is I don't like that it's set immediately after the first movie, because how the first movie ended, the main protagonist, played by amazing horror actress Samara Weaving, she needed some time to rest, and it doesn't look like she's really gotten it. But yeah, this all things considered, I think it'll be great. Ready or Not 2. Okay, so number 1 is I guess what became my most anticipated movie of 2025 until it got delayed. I think had this come out in 25, I probably would have had a top 5 list. Yeah, I gave it away before. It's Mortal Kombat 2.
Ah, right. Mortal Kombat 2. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's okay, so yeah, like I said with Tyler's point, it looks like a step up from the original, which I loved. The Mortal Kombat series has been a downward.
Which original? The 1990s original? The game original? Or the 2021 original? Which one?
No, it's a sequel to the 2021 movie. But yeah, this,
a lot of originals. A lot of originals.
Yeah,
Very original.
Original reimagining.
Original section.
All right, leave him alone.
Except for the biopic. But look, the fact is, I just love the intense kung fu they do. The action is fantastic. I looked up the characters that are going to be in it. I can't wait to see what they do, with them, how they adapt. I think we waited a little too long for the sequel, but better late than never, I guess. And it looks like a wild, great time. I can't wait to see how they develop it.
Yeah, usually when movies get developed, most of the time it's usually for the better in regards to refining its sheer quality. So yeah, you should probably be thankful, probably.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I don't appreciate what's the star of the Street Fighter movie said at the Game Awards. How they
Oh, but Narnia's coming out next year.
Oh yeah.
With Meryl Streep playing
Oh,
Aslan.
Aslan, crazy.
Rumoredly.
With the whole
Narnia?
Pink Floyd rock and roll vibe. It's gonna bomb.
Please don't be true.
I don't know. I mean, look. I mean, we had the original one.
Narnia movie, and they have rock and roll in it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. It's based on the. It's gonna be based on the magician's nephew.
The prequel story, yeah. They're gonna screw it up.
Yeah.
They are going to
Well,
screw it up.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, Greg. I mean, Greg.
Narnia.
Berwick- I mean, is Greg?
I've read the
Berwick-
source material. Trust me, they're going to screw it up.
Did you know that the original, the first two Narnia movies were directed by the same guy that did Shrek?
Shrek. Yeah, Andrew Adamson. I knew that. Yeah.
I'm convinced by Shrek Forever After was Lewis's spell under the director when he was making everyone more sentimental and sincere. Like I'm convinced that Lewis's spell when he was working on the Narnia films that worked on the last film for the Shrek franchise. I'm convinced.
I suppose it's rather telling that I think he worked in production for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which took a more traditional fairy tale direction. So take that as you will. Who wants to go next in regards to their 2026?
I will go next.
All right, Brooks,
Oh, yeah.
go.
I'll go after him because we've mentioned
So,
it last movie.
Number 3 is Avengers Doomsday.
Oh, so you only have 3, Brooks?
Yeah, I only have 3. I can't.
Oh.
I'll say, okay, I don't want this to be on the list, but this year is really giving me the bottom of the barrel. This year is so little, so minuscule. I had to put something that I honestly wish would have ended with Endgame. But I'm putting Doomsday as I'm curious to see how it looks. I'm curious to see with how it comes to be.
Yeah, of course.
With-
I'm curious. too.
I hope they'll keep, Robert Downey Jr. in the Doom mask. I hope they're not gonna go, oh my God, you look like Tony Stark. Oh.
They're going to
They're going
do
to do
that.
that.
It's
Oh.
too good not to. There's no way they cannot do that.
For the money, Brooks.
You're wishing. That's wishful thinking.
For the money.
Have money.
Money.
Got
Like,
to have
Seriously, I
money.
wish the characters hopefully will not say. Some of them don't even know who the fuck this guy is. Like only Steve or Thor or Bruce would know Tony, but I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah,
Like-
well, can you imagine Spider-Man knocking his mask off and that's just being like, Mr.
Like,
Stark?
Yeah, I know. It's like Khan from Star Trek Into Darkness. My name is Khan.
Who?
What would an admiral with a wait? Did you just hear what I said? Yeah, your name's Khan. Like, I'm trying to.
No, I'm Khan! Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan, one of the best movies ever made.
Okay, at least I'll give it that. With this, at least the people know who Tony is. What difference is that's not even Tony. That's a completely different character, supposedly. Thank God they didn't show him in Fantastic Four: New Steps. Thank God they didn't show.
I just know they're gonna play with the gimmick of, oh, he just looks just like Tony Stark, but I know this is wishful thinking, but the most sensible choice would be to give him, like, practical effects, like a different nose and whatnot, so that
And
Robert...
I can't wait to see Magneto and
Professor X.
Professor X like try to make it work, even though
Only to get killed off. Again.
Yeah, it's funny because Downey Jr. wasn't supposed to play Dr. Doom.
Doing this, God.
Why?
Okay, they can kill us Cyclops too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was number 3.
Number
Alright.
2.
Number 2 would be The Odyssey.
Out of sheer curiosity.
Yeah. So, The Odyssey. It's gonna be a dark and gritty retelling of what of course what Tyler said about which I had Patrick, Callum, and Tyler all read the Odyssey last year.
Well, listen to the audiobook more
And
precisely, but yes.
with some relevance to what I said, like with Adventures Doomsday, it was read by Ian McKellen before he was Gandalf.
There you go. Fantastic
Yeah.
stuff.
So, Matt Damon is not my choice for
Odysseus.
Not in the slightest. If anyone in this day and age, what I would think is better Odysseus, it would be probably Josh Brolin or.
Oh, yeah.
Josh Brolin or maybe Oscar Isaac, maybe.
I said Josh Brolin.
But Matt Damon, like, are you serious that he's
What
gonna
about-
be?
Oh,
I mean,
what about that guy that did, what about the original Mr. Fantastic from the 2005?
Pascal. Oh wait, him?
Johan Gruff. What about Johan Griffin?
Johan Griffin.
I mean, no. That's not my choice of Odysseus. I don't in the slightest.
I mean, this would never happen
really
because
do,
he's
that's
way
nice,
too old now.
Mm.
But if they used Sean Bean from the Troy movie,
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be
Oh,
perfect.
yeah.
That would be perfect.
Perfect
Unfortunately,
casting.
he's retired or
Yeah,
they
Nolan
wouldn't
was supposed to direct
Yeah.
that.
No, he's not retired.
unfortunately, Sean Bean is like way too old for that now.
Yeah.
Maybe Christopher Nolan,
But
deep down inside, wanted to make a new installment to the Jason Bourne series, The Bourne Odyssey.
Yeah.
Callum, don't ever say that
But
again.
an old man, so why not have Sean Bean? He's an old man.
Nolan needs to
Okay.
get back to his roots.
So
Yeah.
also Tom Holland is
His son.
His son.
yes, Telemachus. So, and
So-
also Zendaya being Athena. And Hathaway as Penelope. That's interesting though. Imagine if Timothy Chalamet was in the Odyssey, and they were both fighting over Zendaya.
Fight!
Fight.
Fight! That'd be hilarious. Just have Peter Parker and Paul Atreides compete over Zendaya.
This better have the gods in it. This better not be a full Troy situation where, the gods are abstracted, the gods are metaphorical. No, you better have Poseidon. You better have Zeus.
Well, they already have
If you
Athena.
show Athena, then you better show the other gods. All the other gods who are in this. And you better keep the myth in this, the mythical aspect of it. If you put Prometheus Oppenheimer, then you better own up to the other gods.
Mm.
You
Right.
better, Nolan. You better.
Nolan.
If not, then this is, I predict, will be his first terrible film. His first bad film.
Man alive. And it's such a shame because Nolan is one of my favorite directors. He's known for just making hit after hit after hit. Okay, Tenet was a bit iffy,
Dark
but
Knight Rises.
The Dark Knight Rises and Tenet were kind of iffy. But even then, there was still some enjoyment out of them.
But this could be lower than them, potentially. This could be the lowest he'll ever go.
Man, my
I
days.
feel like Nolan needs to get back to his roots and make smaller scale
It's a
movies.
shame that this is going to be the first film with completely IMAX filmed. Like, they made new technology where they could, like, make the IMAX, like, more quieter because every time, like, that's why it's so limited, because every time IMAX is used, it's absolutely the loudest shit you'll ever hear, and you have to keep rolling with that. But this is 30 times quieter. So, at least he can make a whole film based on IMAX.
With literal IMAX cameras made specifically for
And
that.
I would, if this is good, I would love to see this at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Or somewhere where there's a full 70 million, 12K, or 24K, or 36K, like at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Have you ever heard of Sphere? It's like this
I was
giant...
there.
Oh yeah, my brother was there. What did you think of it?
Oh, it was really cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I would love to see a movie like that, or any movie like Oppenheimer, on that giant 360, 300 feet high building. Yeah, and
How?
you could. Yeah. Okay. It's a rough estimate, but it's probably 200. But yes, and it's probably the size like of 2 football fields inside of it. My brother was there. Yeah, and to see Oppenheimer or the Odyssey, even if it's bad, I know it'll be filmed perfectly well. I would love to see that. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now, number one.
Dune Part
I'm
Number
3.
one.
my
Number
point.
one. Yeah.
Yep.
I am so cautious about the film. It's irony. Like before, like after Part 2, I have never read the books. But now that I've read it with both Patrick, Charlie, and Callum. Oh wait, Tyler and Callum.
Yeah.
Patrick,
Not.
Tyler, and
Let's,
Callum.
to my point, Chris Nolan should get back to his roots and make smaller films
Yeah,
like.
we're talking
You
about
said that already, yes.
Oh,
Maybe this
Yeah,
will be
they
the
are
last
going
one they does
to
with that.
they are going to adapt Dune Messiah without calling it Messiah. But here's
Well,
kind
from
of
what
the
we know.
problem with adapting. And you know, my anticipated is ironic for the most part, but it gets unironic. It's some of them to be good. But here's the problem with Dune Part 3 is that the whole point of Leto and Anima, that they're the characters who are in Children of Dune, or they're a big part of Dune Messiah at the end of it. But here is the problem: Paul and and Chani are supposed to be enemies in Dune Part 3. They'll most likely be enemies. They'll be pure blood enemies. So, how are they gonna have kids when they casted Leto the Second and Ganima, and Leto is casted son of Jason Momoa's son? Jason Momoa, who had never acted in one goddamn film. It was just pure nepotism. Pure nepotism for some reason.
Shame.
So,
Unfortunately.
yeah. I mean, I want this film to be good. I want it to the bottom of my heart. I want it to be good. I want it to be a proper Messiah adaptation. And somewhat
Probably
children.
will be.
I know they'll put it in there. But I know of how this could go horribly wrong. I
Yeah,
know because of how
Just one character can't screw up an entire movie.
it can actually, if the character is integral to the plot, and the plot has again, Dune the books is so complex, but one minor character can unleash unintended consequences that create the story, that create plot beats. All right.
Yeah,
Like Jar Jar Binks in Star Wars.
pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
But here's the thing: this is integral to the books. So I cannot for the life of me believe that they are casting Leto the Second, who is probably the most complex character ever devised in literature, the most unbelievably inhuman human we've ever done, and this nobody is this absolute nobody that he is there, and for some reason Timothy is and Paul is bald. Okay, I mean he's now hearkening like that. Okay, and again, with all the like, with Aaliyah now not being a fetus anymore, it's 50, and also, it is supposed to be 20 years after the Part 2. So, again, that
Yeah, you're gonna look at Paul and be like, "You haven't aged a day."
and no, he better beef up. You better beef up to look God Emperor while Messiah.
What can I
You
say?
better.
That the cinnamon has its perks.
No, it's unbelievable about like what Dennis Villeneuve is going on with this film. I want it to be. I see the production like behind the scenes, and I just deep down am so cautious against this. And I want it to be good, but I know it's still an adaptation, its own interpretation, but still, and I know that they're not gonna adapt Children of Dune or God Emperor. I know.
Not yet.
If you're not gonna do that, then why bother casting Leto and Ganima if you're not even gonna do Children of Dune? or Dune Messiah. And that's kind of even the point of the end of Dune Messiah. I know it's adaptation, so you can do your own interpretation or whatever. So then why bother cast them? Why? Why? Just for 1 second, one scene? Okay. Like, why?
They're setting them up for the sequel.
No, actually, it's supposed to be the last film. Dennis Villeneuve,
I thought
apparently.
2 was supposed to be the last one.
Well, okay, but it's 3. That's the last one for sure.
Sure.
Right. I guess that all remains to be seen.
I just hope. That's my cautious hope. But inevitably, I don't have to care about it. It's an adaptation at the end of the day.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right, I'm done.
Okay, I think that's everybody's had their shot with.
I forgot to mention one movie that I forgot to include like my top 5.
Okay.
I think I only stopped at I only chose like 4. I chose like Disclosure Day,
Okay.
Odyssey, Hoppers. I don't know what I forgot what other movie. Oh yeah, well whatever Disney animation movie is coming up afterwards. That was that I mentioned that as one of my most anticipated. Just for the basis of it, just as a way of showing how optimistic I was about being like the next like 2D animated movie, but I don't really know if it's gonna be possible. But I'll just I think I remember what it was called. I think it was called Hex. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Scarlet will be an honorable mention for me.
All right. Oh yeah, and also the one last movie that I forgot to mention was Coyote versus Acme. That's like one of my most anticipated movies. I really hope that one does actually live up to expectations.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
James Gunn has story credit for that movie. This was like before he was announced as like the CEO of DC Studios.
That'd be awesome. I'll be right back. Keep going. I'll be right back.
It's been like it's like it was like stuck for like about 4 years, and like it was stuck in limbo for about 4 years after being for almost 4 years after being completed. Finally gonna get a release in August of 2026.
Okay, I'm back.
I really hope that does actually meet expectations, and maybe even, who knows, it might be better than those other 3 live action animated Looney Tunes movies.
Well, it could be like John Cena.
And I'm really hoping that does actually. I mean, I know it's not gonna be. It may not be like super successful, but it might be successful enough to actually make people interested in Looney Tunes. Prove that they have their status as a cultural icon maintained. It's not just I mean, look, it's they definitely should be Mickey Mouse in a way, but they're not. They haven't really been like that, to be honest with you.
You betcha.
On that note, I want to give a hot take. Just because a movie doesn't look like it's going to be very good, doesn't mean that it shouldn't be released. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Well, the movie, The Kingsman.
There are plenty of movies that I love that nobody else does.
True enough.
Yeah, but everything has its fans.
For better or for worse, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's any movie that not a single one person does not get any enjoyment out of ever made. So, yeah.
There's that to take into consideration. Yeah.
This movie, it should be released.
I suppose that every artist has the obligation to, express themselves and for the whole world to assess for themselves. So is that everybody given their 2026 hopes and dreams and expectations?
I think
everyone except for me. Right. Okay. In which case, it's my turn. So, in regards to my anticipations for 2026, I mean, on the surface level, yeah, it doesn't really look like there's much to be overtly anticipating, but there are a few that's got me thinking, alright, whereas there's a few others that make me going, oh no. And there's a few others, like Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day, where I'm not necessarily absolutely ecstatic for it, but I'd be curious to see. I'd be curious to see Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day, for several reasons. One of which was because both those movies were filmed quite nearby in the Highlands, actually. In fact, not too long ago, I kid you not, Tom Holland and Zendaya were spotted at Church Street in Inverness Town, where I live. That was during the summer, and I think, were they filming... I think Tom Holland was simultaneously filming for Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day, I think. So they had like the Odyssey boat that they were using at the canal at Inverness that they sailed to somewhere nearby for filming. They're not filming at Inverness, it was just someplace that they were just happened to be. I even managed to speak to the ice cream lady who got a selfie with Zendaya for social media, yeah. I'm curious to see that, but not only that, but also for Spider-Man Brand New Day, the filmmakers went out of their way to transform mid-city Glasgow into New York City. Having actually been to New York City, the comparison is almost impeccable. The insert of like the American signs, the American bins, the hot dog stands, the American vehicles, and whatnot.
Times Square.
Yeah, Times Square and things like that. I mean, obviously in New York, the buildings are much bigger, depending on which district you're at. But apart from a few minute details, the details is kind of impeccable.
Before, where like a European city was turned to American one.
I think it. Did that happen with World War Z with Brad Pitt, or was Glasgow just a setting for that movie in general? May have happened before, might not. Oh, actually, it has happened before. It happened with the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, because Glasgow was partially used as part of the Gotham City aesthetic. That and a few other cities, but most notably, it was the necropolis area that was used for the final scene of the Robert Pattinson Batman movie. I actually went there for myself. It's quite a spectacular sight, especially of St. Mungo's Cathedral. Yeah.
Well, that would explain why it was raining at the time in the movie.
Welcome to Scotland! So...
Let's call it river, you know. Rain is for breakdown.
Brilliant. Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, brilliant Scottish accent, mate. Brilliant. So I'd be curious to see how that turns out. Doomsday... I really don't care about the movie, but I suppose I might just go see it just out of obligation of seeing, is it really gonna live up to the hype? Is it really? As for movies I'm actually looking forward to, Patrick mentioned Disclosure Day, and the full details on that. You've caught my interest in the fact that it's directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Emily Blunt. I think those are some major good signs for me, because Emily Blunt is a great female lead. She was excellent in the Quiet Place movies, which also themed on aliens, and she herself has expressed that female characters need actual, authentic representation, not just girl boss for the sake of it. And this is the same actress who was in like the Edge of Tomorrow film with Tom Cruise, so she knows her stuff. And the fact that it's directed by the legend himself, Steven Spielberg, I think this movie's in good hands, so I should be on the lookout for that one when it comes out.
So it's called Disclosure?
Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day, yeah. Speaking of science fiction, another movie that seems to be getting a lot of hope around it is Project Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling. Apparently this is going to be based on a book of some kind. I don't really know much about it, but it looks good.
Oh yeah, what Pickle Drinker talked about.
And a few others, yeah. People are hoping it's a good film, so we'll see how that turns out. The Super Mario Galaxy movie. I'm really looking forward to this one. Now, in regards to the first Mario movie, it's it's not the best movie out there, but if you like the Mario games, it's a treat. It's an absolute treat. I mean, not perfect, but still a treat. In regards to little quips, details, whether overt or not, that call back to a whole decade's worth of Mario games, and even references to other Nintendo-related products.
Still better than the Super Mario Brothers.
It's even better than the Bob Hoskins movie. That movie haunted the Mario reputation for so long that I remember watching this college humor animation thing. There was this one joke where Luigi says, "How come you get everything, even the Mario Brothers movie?" I told you, we never talk about that. It's never happened. Maybe.
I'm sure every actor out there has a role that they secretly or publicly acknowledge they regret.
Yeah,
like Bill Murray
with Garfield and Mark Hamill with The Last Jedi.
Yeah. So I've noticed that round about the time the Mario Galaxy movie, the Mario Brothers movie was coming out, that was round about the time where we were consistently getting decent to actually good video game adaptations for once. That seems to be the trend going on.
I'm still disappointed about Arcane Season 2.
Yeah. But on the other hand, we've had genuine hits like Arcade Season 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, a few other notable adaptations.
I like Sonic 1.
Yeah,
one was mid.
Yeah. Sonic 1 was mid.
All three of the Sonic movies were really good for me.
Sonic 4 all the way with Sonic characters.
That's not coming out this year, is it? No.
I'm asking out of curiosity.
I don't think so. They're gonna take their time with that. I don't know where that's going. I'm already happy that they adapted Sonic Adventure 2, one of my favorite all-time video games.
If they were gonna do Sonic 4, they would have done it this year, given that Sonic 1 was in 2020, Sonic 2 was in 2022, and Sonic 3 was 2024, and now it's 2026.
Right.
Yeah, this time it's taking 3 years.
Right. But anyway, I expected Illumination to make a sequel to Mario Galaxy. I mean, they're safe studio that's gonna, if something works, they're gonna milk the ever-loving snot out of it. I knew that they were gonna make a sequel.
They got Nintendo putting a gun against them.
Yeah. For the approval, yeah. I was expecting to make a sequel.
They deserve it. They deserve the
Yeah.
They're making a third Angry Birds movie. They absolutely
noticed.
Against their head.
I don't care about that one.
That is Sony.
That's Sony.
Sony also too.
Yeah.
Well, Sony deserves it too.
Yeah. So regards.
Did actually gun pointed their head.
I was expecting a sequel to the Mario movie, but I wasn't expecting them to go straight to Galaxy. The Mario Galaxy games are some of the highest rated Mario games in existence, and I grew up playing Super Mario Galaxy 2, so this is going to be quite ecstatic for me. Yeah.
In the original first game, I got all 120 Power Stars.
Yeah, Mario Galaxy 2, I got almost every single Yellow Star and Green Star. The only one I didn't get is the death run of the last one. That is ridiculously hard. Like, that's a whole other discussion, but basically we're Brie Larson as Rosalina. That wasn't my first pick for Rosalina, but from what I've heard so far, she's doing the role quite well, and I think she'll be passable for the role. Honestly.
Yeah, as long as it's not a live action one. A lot of people would actually want to be Samus.
As long as there's no girl boss talk, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they would want her to be Samus. A lot of people want her to be Samus. Especially for what reasons to see her new.
By the way, did you guys see, while we're on the subject of Nintendo, did you guys see those stack photos of
what?
Zelda live action coming next year?
Oh yeah! Is that this year?
Next year. 2027.
Good. I gotta say, it looks pretty good.
Yeah. I hope so.
How are they going to do that though?
How are they gonna do Ganon? Like, are they gonna do the Breath of Wild? Breath of the Wild Ganon? That's gonna be one hell to animate.
Really?
How are they going to do Link? Anyway, Link doesn't talk.
Well,
Yeah.
that depends on which version, which iteration of the Legend of Zelda games they're going to go for. Are they going to go for Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild, Wind Waker? There's a whole wide options they've got in their hand here.
CDI. Philip CDI.
Well, Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild are like
The go-to options, yeah.
are like the god tiers.
Yeah.
Everything else is just kind of.
As long as we're all not sitting in the theater saying, "Gee, it sure is boring."
That would be amazing. Well, excuse me, princess.
Oh wow.
Totally
or even the CDI games. My boy.
Oh yeah. That's what I was thinking. You know, what they made what they did
Or what about
what
Link being renamed Zelda?
My boy, true courage is what all warriors strive for.
Y'all remember when Smosh did like a music video based on Zelda, like where the L to the I to the N to the K, wears tights every day.
I remember that.
Yeah. He said it was basically it took a lot. It was basically based largely on like Ocarina of Time because of mention of the fairy and just of pots and pans.
Imagine the fairy like Nami is gonna be in there. Navi.
The birds are singing. Isn't it beautiful?
Imagine if they actually would. You would
Listen.
see a giant blue sphere with wings and no actual fairy body, but it's just a giant in live action.
I can't wait to beat some Dodongos. That'll be hilarious.
All right. We went to talk about 2026.
Another 2026 pick that's catching my attention. The upcoming adaptation of Resident Evil, apparently. And the reason this has caught my attention is because this is, from what I understand, this is the same director who made Weapons, and Weapons was quite a good horror movie, and apparently
It's gonna be a more faithful.
Wait a minute. Which Resident Evil?
I don't know.
Imagine if it's an adaptation of 4. I never played it, but I know the
popularity of it. Well, a friend of mine.
Well, if it doesn't include Leon, I'm not interested.
Leon. Anyway, apparently the director who made Weapons, who will be making Resident Evil, he's expressed a love for the games and the immersion of like Raccoon City. So from what I understand, it's going to be set in Raccoon City. So it's probably leaning on Resident Evil 2 and 3. Or probably 2. I don't know anything more than that. But the director's proved himself to be a good director with Weapons, and he seems to have a genuine love for the game. So for once, we might actually have a decent, good official adaptation of Resident Evil on our hands, lads. Yeah. We might.
Okay.
We have been on this call for 2 hours and 36 minutes.
So all right, let's hope we get. Let's hope we have enough time to finish it off on a high note.
Yeah.
I mean, those are all the ones that are catching my attention. I mean, Goat looks interesting. Wuthering Heights, we'll see how that turns out. June Part 3, we'll see how that turns out.
All right. Anything else? Are we?
I think we're done. We're pretty much done.
All right.
The only other, I'm just gonna say one last thing. The only other honorable mention I'm gonna give, again because I loved this series when it came out, is the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Hey, I just want to see where. I want to see where it
goes.
goes.
At least it's not taking itself seriously.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Charlie, this isn't actually Boba Fett. It's the Clandalorian.
Clandalorian!
That is actually from Scotland, Callum.
I thought I saw a kilt on the t-shirt.
That's from the show?
Nope, it's from up here!
I think it's like a Scotland thing.
Of course it's a Scotland thing!
Oh.
I thought I saw it was a kilt. I thought it was.
Yeah, it's just Boba Fett wearing a kilt.
Freedom!
Oh!
And he's
Yeah,
cold.
us Americans be like, oh.
Yeah.
You uncultured swines! I will paint all your faces blue for this!
Alright.
Yeah.
YouTube audiences, we are done with you. We are done.
I will cram haggis down your throats!
Back into retirement! Back into retirement for me!
All I can think of 158 minutes,
Back
almost
into
as
retirement.
long as the first Avatar movie. That's crazy.
You will all be wearing tartan!
Okay, well.
Alright.
Alright, well, here's the 20. Alright, well, like, let's just. Here's the 2026. Hope it's not as uneventful and not as boring as.
Let's hope it more awkward than 2025.
Well, Doomsday will make sure of that. Doomsday, like the next Barbenheimer, maybe.
Man alive.
Doomsday!
Alright.
I like that one guy from SpongeBob.
The chocolate maniac.
Shut him up. I
Alright.
put you right where I wanted you, and now I'm gonna buy all your. I'd like to.
I want to buy all of your
buy
chocolate.
a ticket. Your film.
Alright, well.
It's just like.
See you later, guys.
Oh.
I gotta end the madness.